When I tell you that this is the fourth time I try to make this video, and by now I am burning up in emotion, I'm trying to keep control because I don't want you guys to hear me screaming. But by the same token, I am so frustrated right now, it's not even funny. So let's see if this time it works out. Welcome, bienvenidos. Hi, my name is Roxana. This is Avid Diva, and today we're going to be talking about a certain example of a situation so that you understand what it's like when you have certain ailments in your life. They're commonly known as invisible illnesses, but yeah. Okay, so a few disclaimers I want to make. Number one, this content is not for children. If you are 17 years or younger, please exit right now. Thank you so much for watching, but you cannot be on this channel. I don't make the rules. YouTube makes the rules, and I'm just following them. Now, the second disclaimer I want to make is that I'm not a medical expert. I am not an expert on fibromyalgia, lupus, IBS, any of the ailments that I might mention during this particular rant. And I just wanted to let you know that particular aspect because the only thing I'm an expert at is me. I've been in this body for 53 years. I know exactly how I started my journey. I've had stomach ailments my entire life. In fact, when I think I was 18 months old, I almost died in a hospital because somebody gave me the wrong medication. So I do remember going to the doctors more often than the usual child. Which brings me to the second thing, the second disclaimer. I don't intend to tell you how bad your pain is, and I don't judge other people's ailments because I don't live in their body. So please don't assume that I can or cannot do things, or that I can or cannot say things just because you think you know everything about fibromyalgia, for example. We don't know if I have fibromyalgia yet. And so I would ask you that you listen, because that way you have another perspective of somebody that's living with certain ailments that are a pain in the butt, literally sometimes. But take it with a grain of salt. My experience is not your experience. You might have the same exact symptoms that I do, and you might be diagnosed with something else, or you might have something else. So I understand the need to tell me what to do. Unfortunately, not everything that you say is going to work for me because you and I are different. That's what I'm trying to say. That's not to say that you cannot give me like, ooh, this worked for me. By all means, if you have something that has worked for you, by all means, share it with me. What I'm saying is you can't judge people because they have the same condition that you do, because some people might be able to do things that others can't. Okay? The third disclaimer that I want to make is about the fact that I am making a video where I'm talking in more detail about some of the things that I'm going to mention on this video. That's actually a real video. This is just a rant. This is just me trying to get my aggressions out because I am so pissed. So keep that in mind. I am hoping that that video will be published sometime this week. I cannot guarantee it. I can guarantee you that before next week is over, you will see that video. It's not only just my experiences, it's experiences of other people. And because I want to give them a chance to give more information, I am waiting for that information to come in before I start making that video. Now, let's go on to the purpose of this video. So I'm going to give you a little experience of what my normal days are like so you understand why some things are more frustrating than others. Now, I have days when I'm basically normal. I go to the bathroom like every other normal person. I eat like every other normal person. I sleep like every other normal person. And I might have a little aches and pains because I am 53 after all, but it's nothing that I cannot live with, okay? There are other days, however, that As soon as I try to get up from bed, I basically have to crawl my way out of my bed. I crawl my way to the bathroom. Thank God the door is right there, which means all I have to do is jump out of the bed and get in. And that was done on purpose, by the way. I can tell you that those days, everything I eat is going to be a disaster. Everything I do is basically me pushing myself because I refuse to stay in bed. And those are the breaks. The problem with whatever it is that I have in this particular moment is that I don't have, oh, today's going to be a good day, and then tomorrow's going to be a bad day. I can have 5 great days and then have one day that is a disaster. I can have a week of being sick the entire week, and then I wake up one morning like nothing ever happened. It's, to give you an example, what it's like in my case, the only thing that I have fully diagnosed is IBS. Well, I have Barrett's and I have GERD. But what I mean is the one that actually gives me the hard time is actually the IBS. It's like having the flu for however many days. Only that when you have the flu, you're not hungry until after you're done with the flu, and then you're like starving and you can eat the whole house. In my case, I'm hungry the entire time because I'm basically whatever I eat goes out. Okay? In one hole, out the other. So, what I try to do is I organize my day in my head. It used to be a long time ago, I used to make lists of what I wanted to accomplish during the day, and I would do those, and that would be perfect. But as I would get very frustrated if I couldn't get through at least half of the list because I would get a flare up or whatever, I started not making lists. But I go to bed the night before, I plan my day pretty much how I want to do it. And so Mondays are my most productive days. And the reason for that is because even if I can't get anything else done, I know for a fact that I'm going to have at least one load of laundry done on Mondays. If nothing else gets done during the week, to me that week was a success before because I got the laundry done. That doesn't mean it's the only thing I do, but it means that you feel some satisfaction because you get something done. Another thing is that I love driving and it's my favorite thing to do. And lucky for me right now, as it stands right now, I can drive and I don't have any issues. Some days I'm a little stiff and I cannot look back like I would normally do. But 99% of the time, there's either another person in the car that can tell me what's going on in the back, or I am good enough that with a little effort, I can turn around and whatnot. Okay. So, the problem is not driving. The problem is getting in and out of the car. Those two efforts can take pretty much the entire energy of the day on one trip. Especially on days like today when I woke up with my entire right leg not cooperating at all. So, yesterday, before I went to sleep, I found out that we had only one toilet paper roll in the house. Now, if you live with IBS, you know that's a no-no. And usually what I do is I have the big packs, and when we open the last pack that has the 6, I go ahead and buy another one so that we have it available. But that did not happen this week. So when I went to sleep, the people that live in this house knew that I was going to wake up, take one of them to work, and on the way to work, I was going to go and get the toilet paper and come back home. And I did. I went, got the toilet paper, came back home, sat down, put whatever toilet rolls were going in one bathroom and the other, and then I went ahead and sorted my clothes, grabbed the first load of laundry, went to the laundry room, and there's no laundry detergent. Yeah. Allegedly, the laundry that was done last week, they finished the laundry detergent, and it didn't occur to anybody. And mind you, the people that live in this house went shopping yesterday for groceries and stuff. That's in the grocery store. So I then have to make the decision, and anybody that has IBS is going to understand what I'm about to say. I had to make the decision whether or not to have breakfast first and then go and get the detergent. Because for those of you who don't understand IBS, especially if you have IBS-D, D starts for diarrhea. So I have IBS-D. So I went ahead and I made the decision that I was going to eat my breakfast. And then whenever during the day I was done with my business, I was going to go and get the laundry. Screw the fact that I wanted to have the laundry done. I got really lucky today. IBS is not being a pain. And 10 minutes after breakfast, I was done. I was ready. I went ahead, put my pants on, put on a sweater on, went to the store. And oddly enough, the pain that I had in my entire leg had gone. So I could actually walk like a normal human being. Unfortunately, I had lower back pain like a mofo. And it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. But it was not as stressful as the first trip to the grocery store. Now, because I had planned my entire day based on the idea that I was going to go and get the toilet paper and then sit on the desk or lay on the bed and do paperwork and do whatever I had to do and write scripts and whatnot, an hour-long trip, which is how long it takes me to get into the car, go to the store, get the detergent, go through the cashier, get in the car and drive back home, that hour on that trip was not in the plan, which was already aggravating me. But the worst part about this is this. Like I said, it takes a lot of energy to get in the car and out of the car. So having to do it twice in one day means that at this point, I don't want to do anything because I'm exhausted. I still did all the dishes in the house. I did the first load of laundry. And I am going to throw, as soon as I finish this video, I'm going to throw the second load. I don't know when this video is going to come out because I honestly don't know when I'm going to sit on this chair again to edit the video. That's how tired I am. And that's the reason why I'm giving you this little rant, because I want you, if you happen to live with somebody that has any kind of mystery illness, invisible illness, lupus, fibromyalgia especially, because that's the suspect of what I have. If you have IBS, if you have any kind of invisible illness, you know what I'm talking about. But if you live with somebody that has any kind of invisible illness, you have to be more proactive than you would normally be. Because it's very frustrating for somebody that already has limited amounts of energy, that has limited mobility, that has limited ability to just do stuff, to have to change their entire day because you forgot to tell them something or because you forgot to buy something. I know it's not intentional. I know you mean well, and we're going to talk about people meaning well on the other video. But the reality is that every little thing that you mess up, it means that the person with the invisible illness is going to have to do more than they had planned. And sometimes they can do it because they wake up and they'll have a fantastic day. But more often than not, they can't. So if you really want to show support for somebody in your life that has invisible illnesses, be aware, be more self-aware. If you need to keep a list because you actually can, and you know you can get things and whatnot, do it. If you have to set up a system in your kitchen where you write down whatever you run out of so that there's a running list of things that people have to buy when they go to the store, because that way everybody can just grab the paper, run to the store and get whatever they need, do that. If you think it's easier just to be a supporting person and help them around the house, do that. Instead of complaining that the person can never do anything or you guys can never go anywhere or you, whatever it is that you're thinking in your head, because we know, look, we're all human. It's okay if sometimes you're frustrated because you want to do things and that family member or that loved one can't do them. There's nothing wrong with that. Just be nice to the person. That's all I'm saying. The person with the mystery illness or the invisible illness or whatever the illness they have, you tend to forget that they are, if not as frustrated as you are, they're even more frustrated than you because they do want to go with you. They do want to hang out with you. We want nothing more than to be normal, whatever normal is. And it just doesn't happen. It's not going to happen right now. It might not happen ever. So be a little aware of what your surroundings are. Be a little aware of people that have invisible illnesses. Be kind to one another. We're living in a world where everybody's so quick to judge other people by what they're going through without actually going through it. It's a little pathetic. And while we're on the topic of be mindful of other people, there's all kinds of ailments. You might have two people in your life with fibromyalgia, and one of them is active and able to do stuff, and you barely can tell. And you might have another person that's in bed 24 hours a day. And I know this because I've met people and I've seen people on social media that can barely get out of bed every day because they have this ailment. And if that's the ailment that I have, and that's a topic for another video, I'm not that person right now, but I might be 5 years from now. And so don't compare. I know it's frustrating. Try to take it with a grain of salt. Be there for each other. That's all I can advise you. As always, if you like what you see, don't forget to hit that bell on the way out so you're notified the next time we post a video. We are going to start posting videos at least once a week. I know I've said that before, but now I think I have a plan where I can actually make this happen. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.